Enlightenment Series Part 12. Were the writers ignorant men? Part 2 in the Bible Defense Series. One argument people raise against the Bible is that the men who wrote it, especially Peter, James, and John, were uneducated. After all, Peter was a fisherman, right? But let's take a closer look. In Acts 4:13, it says the people saw Peter and John as unlearned and ignorant men, but that doesn't mean they were stupid. It simply means they didn't have formal rabbinical training under the religious elite. That's a big difference. Peter was a businessman, a fisherman, yes, but not a guy with a pole and bait. He ran a family business. That meant managing crews, handling contracts, understanding weights, measurements, and trade. That requires intelligence and a working education. And Peter's letters? They show clarity, conviction, and deep spiritual insight. That's not ignorance, that's divine wisdom. Matthew was a tax collector. In that role, he would have needed to read and write multiple languages, calculate taxes, record accounts, and deal with both Roman and Jewish systems. That's not a job for the unskilled. Luke was a physician, highly educated. His Greek vocabulary and sentence structure in his Gospel and the book of Acts are among the most refined in the New Testament. Paul, of course, was a scholar trained under Gamaliel, one of the most respected rabbis in Jewish history. Even John, though often called unlearned, writes with simplicity and depth that theologians have studied for centuries. His gospel opens with, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." That's no fisherman's folklore, that's inspired theology. Now here's the truth. Even if some of the men were ordinary by the world's standards, that's the very miracle of the Bible. These men weren't trying to sound impressive, they were speaking from experience and writing by the Spirit of God. Jesus said in Matthew 10:20, "For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you." God doesn't need credentials, he needs surrender. And that's what these men gave him. So no, the writers of the Bible weren't ignorant men. They were chosen vessels, some educated, some not. But all of them filled with the Holy Spirit, and that's what made their words true. Not their status, not their background, but the God who breathed through them. And that's why we still read their words today,